Got a little bit of tech issues every now and again, don't we? Good evening, welcome one and all to the first round of Sim Hound Academy here at the Bahrain circuit. It is a pleasure to be with you this evening. It's Aidan bringing you all the cameras and the streaming, hopefully now issue 3. As I've just remembered to change my settings on OBS. What's Wednesday about a bit of a technical glitch. In the comments booth with me, however, a very familiar voice from myself, covering Scotty for this first couple of weeks of the Academy, but in the comments booth with me is one of my most favourite Americans, Tyler. Good evening.
Wow, I'm honored. One of your most favorite Americans? I'm very honored.
There's a compliment in there somewhere. I am pretty sure. Thank you for having me, by the way. And you kind of got slugged me last minute, but it's a pleasure to be with you in all loveliness and all seriousness. Thank you so much for jumping in with us this evening. We are in qualifying, however, for the first round, and with just over 11.5 minutes to go, cars are out on track, and they are starting to set their first flying laps, first of which is a Mr. Tom Watson, I believe, will be one of the first cars to set a valid lap. We'll stick with him as he goes down through into the final turn, made to see a bit of relative time for the LMP3 cars, and again multi-class this evening with LMP3 and GT3. Doing a bit of switch around from the Mondays. It was 1 class season, now it is multi-class here for the Wednesdays, as Tom does come to the timing being 158.8 for LMP3, which I believe is a relatively good time, sub 157s I think we've seen previously, and indeed Harrison Webb there also getting that lap time in as well, 156.4.
56 is a good lap around here.
It is absolutely. Oh, and that's might be a good lap, but that's not a good way to start a lap, Harrison.
Wow, yeah.
That looked like a bit too much right foot, didn't it? Too much on the accelerator. It's just saw the car spin around. Also quickly check in with the LMGT3s as well, with currently McLaren leading the way of Ben Law, 156.4. That's not his fastest time. His lap time, as you stand corrected, is a 2 minutes and 2 seconds. I'm not sure how quick the GT3s are around here, but 2 minute 2 seems a half decent time for them, and Law currently leading a lap as it stands.
If GO2s around here in GT3s is pretty good. That's the time that I was basically seeing when there was like an event the other day. So
cool. Keep an eye on that. That may be a bit of a tough lap time to beat then, if Ben can keep that pointing in the right direction. Let's just see who else is doing what. We've got down in 20s at the minute. Personal best, Fiona Russen. Oh God, how in the world do I pronounce that last name? You'll get this with me, Tyler. I cannot.
oh my god, I forgot how to pronounce it now. I know it's Grosner, I think.
Grasner. We'll go with it.
It's German, I know that much.
We'll go with it. That's.
And I believe actually her in-game name is different than what her name actually is. I think it's Emily.
Ah, that's.
But not spelled Emily. It's spelled EM.
With you. Well,
I forget how to spell it exactly.
We'll bear that in mind as Fiona or Emily, whoever they so choose to identify themselves, comes to the line 204.0 is not going to be an improvement. Stays put and immediately goes back to the pits. Actually, let's just see as we see Reximus Ashley going to the line 1214.90. I think that might have been a bit of a torrid outlap. Horrible middle sector for them, and they'll stay where they are for now. I think that was
like there was a bit of death.
A little bit of death, yes. A mistake, death. Yeah, that was a car that actually span it on the first corner here, wasn't it? But then goes to another lap and obviously had an issue in the middle sector. We'll keep an eye on that as they continue for yet another lap, and not going to be able to improve with the previous lap, but we'll see what they can do for the next lap. I'm just looking up and down my timing screens. However, I can't seem to find any improvements as it stands. Artemis getting there with a personal best, however, currently would be, if we can keep up the pace, would be currently equal to P2 or P3. That's not a bad first sector. Looks neat and tidy so far, and down to the back straight they go. Only a few more corners to go. Next timing beam will be coming up in a moment, so they've not had a torrid middle sector. It looks all neat and tidy so far. Up through the double right-hander. Timing beam should be about now. It is. Oh, and that is not going to be helpful in their chase of getting further up the grid into the top 10. That middle sector was not a personal best. We'll try and get going once more as we see Zika. I'm going to try and say that. Zika Sim Racing. I think I said that right. Thank you very much for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the stream.
That was a sub, actually.
Oh, that's sub. Oh, I'll take that as well. Absolutely.
It was a prime sub, too.
Oh, Jeff Bezos' money is going to be put to good use there. Purple first sector for Ashley, but unfortunately not being able to improve in position. Sector 2 and Sector 3 were rather suboptimal for them. As just seeing Ollie Knowles come to the line, 17th overall in P2 of the LMGT3 class, not improving in that part. It stays P2, but 17th overall. Actually, I think that might have been an outlap for them, so we'll stick with them. Let's see how the GT3s handle a lap of Bahrain here as they go through turn 1, 2 and 3, passing Barrier where Romain Grosjean made acquaintances with a couple of years ago. Through up into the top of the circuit now. We usually do use that shorter circuit. It cuts off to left. It's actually quite a fun variant and that misses out all this middle sector, but we're actually using the full circuit, full GP loop for
best track of the game. I don't care what the people say. Bahrain are best track in the game.
Nice. Yes, I can get on board with that. I haven't driven it yet, but I will take your word for it. Ollie going through that middle sector is 1.6 seconds down. That's on the best lap time, which is Webb. So got to do a bit of math, as it's not relative to what Nazarian's doing at this moment in time. Looks neat and tidy there, so we're going to see what they can do. Time beam will be coming up in a few moments' time. We'll be able to try and mathematics for a Wednesday night. So we'll see if we can try and figure out where Ollie is and represent 3.75.
At the moment he is P2 in GT3.
Yes.
With literally 1,000th behind Ozfeb.
Yes, but is this going to be an improvement? 3.8 seconds. Might be if he keeps it all tidy. For just trying to do a bit of mental maths, trying to figure out what it is. So 16th is pole position for the GT3s. He comes to the line. It will still be.
Improvement.
Yeah, it doesn't improve, but it's very close to improving. 0.05 of a second. Someone just popped up there into the LMP3. Didn't quite see who that was, but they've improved. And I think that was actually Ollie Knowles. Sorry, Daniel Johnson, should I say, as the overlay updates on in front of me. Just popping up in time into third position. It is still Harrison Webb, however, leads away from Carpenter to Johansson, Kovacs, Barnby, Page, Watson, Farrell, Smith, and Ashley in your top 10.
Full second up.
And no.
It's Webb.
Oh yeah, it's a mental gap. That's interesting. Now it is fixed setup. There is
bloody sweat. I'm joking.
It's just blood, sweat, and tears to get a good time. But yeah, so no one can change the setup, so they are just driving to what the game allows them to do in the default setup. You can change minor things. I think you can change anti-roll bar, and that is about it.
Oh, you can't. The only thing you can change is TC and brake force and the brake bias.
That is something that I was not aware of. Very cool. A very minimalistic kind of adjustments that these guys can make. Only in-car adjustments, basically. We'll stick with Johansson here. So they are going to go for the final turn. Oh, they were going personal best. As we say that, Max Farrell jumping up into third, pipping Daniel there, and I don't think Daniel's going to have the time to finish another lap. He does. He needs to put his foot down now.
He just did a bunch of spins too, so
yeah, the tyres are not going to be happy with him. That's Farrell in third. Let's see if anything's changed down in the GT3 class. Nazarian is being a bit brave there, not going out for another lap. The gap between himself and oNiD still 1,000th of a second.
extremely close.
Yeah, absolutely.
All that is literally just somebody hitting on the throttle a millisecond earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Ollie is going for another lap. I wish I could give you the time delta to his pole position GT3. However, the wonderful overlay only gives us the information for the fastest lap overall. So the lap you see on screen is Harrison Webb of that 156, and we have to do a bit of mental arithmetic just to try and figure out the delta between him and the fastest lap time as to where Ollie's going to end up going.
Moment through sector 1 is about 2/10 down, so
yes, indeed.
Gotta really pull it out the rest of this lap.
Yes, indeed. I'm just reading the delta myself here. He does need to find some more time. For 36.7 for Hosvep in P1 GT3, Ollie now is 36.9, so yes, that 2/10, and he loses an additional 10th in the second sector as well. 55.2 for Nazarian, 55.3 for Knowles, so this lap isn't going to do it. Now, forgive me Tyler, does the session end as soon as the time hits 0, but if you start another lap, you can finish that lap?
Yes, you can still finish the lap.
Cool.
I don't think he's going to make it.
No, he's not going to make it. He's going to die for the pit lane. So that is a shame, but it's a very close first and second position. The checker flag is now being waved for those cars that are out on circuit, and we still see that Max Farrell is on a further lap for P2. However, Carpenter gets there for P2, 0.292 seconds off Webb. Webb sitting pretty in first. He's not going to improve. He's still in the pits. He's called it a day for qualifying. So has a variety of other cars as well, such as Johansson, Kovacs, all the way down actually from P4 down to P9, all in the pits. GT3s are still going, so a couple of cars still out on circuit, Ben Law being one of them, but I don't think he's going to improve. He's just actually come to circuit, come to checkered flag actually, and hasn't improved. Let's see what Kev Hunter is up to. 36.9, so he's a couple of tenths down on the best GT3 time in the first sector, and then abandons the lap quite promptly, and will go back to the pit lane. All the GT3s bar Matthew Hagon. Actually, let's see what he's doing. He's on a personal best in that Porsche. 37.1 for the first sector, which is going to see him improve up to about P20 overall, which is 5th in GT3 class. We'll stick with it just to see how he does. He goes through the middle sector. Time beam will come up very shortly, and it is a personal best improvement as well, finding a 10th. Definitely looking on for an improvement here in the Porsche.
10th would put him up a place also, so got something to fight for.
Indeed. With only one more corner to go. Hopefully all neat and tidy. Doesn't put his foot down and spin rear wheels. Then it will go to the line and finish the lap in time to see an improvement. The checker flag waits for him. 24th becomes 24th. Poor final sector. Does not see him improve. The only other car that is on a lap is... Everyone's now back in the pits. So that is your starting order all done and dusted for this race, and we'll go through the starting order now. Harrison Webb on pole, followed by Carpenter in second. This is going to...
and drivers go to the grid for a race start.
Thank you, race control. Max Farrell in third with Johansson fourth. Kovacs in fifth. Barnby sixth. It's Ben Meyer in seventh. Jarrett Page eighth. Both cars very close and took over on lap times, might I add. Tom Watson ninth. Alex Woods in 10th. D. Smith 11th. Ashley in Artemis Ashley in 12th. Benji Beams 13th. Grudge Jamel in 14th. I butchered that name a little bit, I apologise. Stevens 15th. Of Bison in 16th. And Tyler Hammer 17th. And then we get on to the GT3s. It is saying that Ben Law is in pole position, followed by Craig Foreman, Kev Hunter. That might be a little bit out of date. We'll go with it. Lenzen 21st, Chris Backer 22nd, Anson then Hagon, Chris List, and then Grasner. We have Davies and then Drakmin in 27th and 28th. Holder, Ian Holder, and then Mark Brayson, row 15. The Sovamir Brick.
Formation lap has started.
Christian Slink in 34th, and then Johnny Ashley. And I think it's now catching up a little bit there with the because we've got a couple of cars out of position, so that's why we are seeing a couple of cars just popping up at the end and potentially just throwing the timing tower out a little bit. Christian Selleck is in down at the bottom of the grid. However, there are actually a couple of LMP3 cars out of place.
Well, a lot of those people, I believe, they're not actually here. They're going to draw us all.
That would do it potentially. Right. Short formation lap for these guys. And we'll be going green for this first round here at the Sim Hound Academy. LMP3 leading LMGT3. Not too far behind. So you run 2 for 2. And it'll be Webber Carpenter takes us away for the first time for this 6-week championship here on a Wednesday night.
Green flag.
And we're away for our hour's worth of racing. Looks like
Hansen got a good start, but then he dragged down. Looks like Webb's out. Webb's doing well.
Indeed, there's a McLaren taking a big dive in the background. I think that might have been...
I think that was Ben Law.
That was Ben Law, yeah. So apart from that, it looks like everyone's reasonably got away well. No instance popping up as from what I can see here on the timing tower or a timing app. And everyone getting away.
Errol's up to second. Johansson actually did get the start that he needed, actually. He's up to third now. Carpenter dropped down 2 spots.
They did. Have a look at that. And did Carpenter
wide, actually.
Yeah, and Carpenter also dropping down another spot as well, down to P5 overall as they get going once more. It looks like they've sorted themselves out. There is a yellow flag. I'm just trying to work out who that might be. We are just going to see the GT3 cars, as there are a couple of LMP3 cars mixed in with them as well. They've got to be careful a little bit here, not to trip over each other. But for now, everyone looking to getting away reasonably well. We do have a couple of LMP3s further down the order. That's lucky.
Spot.
Oh. Was that a Dan Stevens having a spin? It was. Oh, that's not good.
Oh, dear.
And that was Mark.
Revschmel, I believe is how you pronounce his name.
I'm going to go with it because
I think I might have done that wrong, but
no, I don't think you did. I think that's as close as you're going to get for that. but Mark making contact there with a spinning Dan Stevens. That's going to be damage for both cars. There is still a yellow flag out on circuit.
Ooh, there's a GT3 spawn to the back now.
We've got a couple of cars in the pits as well, unfortunately, and that is what is the yellow flag, potentially Kevin Lenzen, and that is a BMW without a rear wing.
Oh dear.
Yep, and oh, no, that's he's had
Did well though.
He did. He did. Unfortunately, we're not going to get a replay of that, but definitely having a bit of an adventure is Kevin, and hopefully he realises he doesn't have a rear wing, and if he doesn't realise by now, I would certainly hope he's going to die for the pits on this lap. However, everything looks to be keeping relatively calm. Indeed, Kevin does make his way to the pits. As 60-minute race kicking off there is a little bit of action. Apologies we couldn't get to see actual instance on the screen. There's a car off in the background. That is Tom Watson, I think, was going very briefly wide through that downhill left-hander. Able to gather up once more, but keeping position is not Jarrett Page, and Alex Wood not too far behind either.
Smith is currently challenging for the GT3 lead. I'm just giving him crap.
Yeah. No, Dean's looking to recover. He's still behind that portion. We'll maybe try and use a bit more of the power that he has in that LMP3. He's looking up the inside, thinks about making a move. He'll probably now get ahead. Ooh, or not. He needs to be a bit careful just to try and figure out what he wants to do here. But maybe just eke out a bit of time. Let's just jump back to the battle for the LMP3. Kavos on the back of Daniel Johnson here for position 3, the podium. In the background, Barnby, Ben Meyer also getting really close together through the right-hander. They go side by side. Kovacs fighting, and Daniel giving him the space to do so. And that's move done for position 3. Carpenter not too far behind either. Probably wants to capitalise, but for now staying put. But it actually closes on the brakes. Thinks about making a move. Oh, and spins it.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Just very potentially light contact causing the car to spin there. And he's lost a couple of positions. That was going to be a battle for P3, 4 and 5. It was involved there, but unfortunately not able to quite make it work. As there's a battle fighting up here for Ben Myatt, who's also trying to look past look to defend actually from Tom Watson, who's trying to charge through, and also trying to catch up Matt Barnby for 5th.
Get Ben up in P6.
I know. We do love our Ben. He is wonderful, but by his own self-admission, I do think this might be nosebleed territory for him.
Nosebleed territory, that's good.
Oh, car spin in the background.
Wow, gosh, there's been death.
Benji Beams, I think. No, it's not. It's Artemis. Artemis?
It was Page, it looks like, actually.
It's actually Jarrett Page, yep. Very correctly right. And drops position all the way down dead last.
That's come out in front of the GT3, so that is good, though, at least.
That is.
Less stress for them.
It is indeed. It is. These LMP3 cars do have the ability to be quicker than the GT3s, but in a straight line, there's not much difference between a GT3 car and the LMP3. It's all in the corners, really, where they find their time. But they will continue nonetheless, and they're going to keep on fighting. Up ahead, there's a bit of a battle here for that P8, P7. Carpenter trying to hunt down Tom Watson. But is keeping him busy for sure. As that is the top 5 for each class. We see it, there is a yellow flag. I'm just going to try and figure out who that is, and that is Jarrett Page.
Not again.
And this will dropping down into the GT3 traffic, and that is very much damage as well. A somewhat modified front end, especially on the front left. I think there's a bit of damage. There's obviously potentially seen the barrier.
Here.
But we'll keep going. We'll have to make his way back through the GT3 traffic, and I'm sure he's going to be absolutely thrilled about that. Speaking of
GT, the GT3s will be thrilled also.
Yeah, very much so. Speaking of GT3s, let's just check in with them, because they've been a little bit quiet, apart from a spinning BMW that we saw of Lenzen earlier on. It is still Nazarian that leads away from Wacker to Knowles to Hunter to Ben Law, and they're all actually really spread out.
Fiona and Craig are the closest two people on track, and they're battling through the end of the second sector.
They are indeed. Apart from that, our GT3 class, it's relatively peaceful.
That's concerning.
That is a couple of words in the same sentence that you don't necessarily always expect to hear. As
that makes me scared for the rest of this race.
Yep, absolutely. As might have a run here actually, Craig, going down into the main straight, 6 in the slipstream of
That's right.
the Aston, yeah.
To get that correct.
Yes. As the lights have suddenly come on here for the circuit, they're flashing in the background. So we are getting into the night stage, or the dusk, kind of sunset weather here for the race, so the lights will be illuminated. But the sun may be starting to set here in the sim time. However, outside line for the BMW, Craig and the Aston will defend that. Sorry, not Craig and the Aston. Fiona and the Aston will defend that vigorously, but they go side by side through the middle sector. Nothing that can be done there.
Might have a run coming up into this braking zone, though.
Yeah, and I feel like a dive bomb is coming. A cheeky cut back to the inside.
Good move.
Yeah, that was good. Later on the brakes, keeps the car pointing straight instead of following the racing line, and yeah, I think that was a typical "I'm coming through whether you like it or not." So for now, Craig going up into 8th, and we'll try and drop Fiona there for position, and this, for now, looks like he's been able to do so. We'll keep an eye on that battle. However, there are battles still happening with the LMP3s, one of which, Tom Watson, still on the back and thinking of darting up the inside. Oh, that's a brave move. He's going to make it the turn. Well, he's going to make it. Oh, that's close. That's very close to contact.
Carpenter's very good under brakes, but I don't think she realizes how the others are taking it. A lot of confidence, though.
Yeah, big time. Absolute confidence for all these drivers, actually, for actually fighting it out and stuff like that when that comes up. But Carpenter, for now, in the 6th position car behind Tom that we're following, is currently just staying put and biding their time.
Interestingly, there's something a little bit different about this series this time around. Instead of being just fixed and regular fuel and stuff, we are now on 2 times tire wear and 2 times fuel, which means at some point these people will have to pit and potentially take new tires.
Yes.
We were suggesting to the GT3s at least that they should be taking tires, but maybe someone won't listen and take the chance that they can keep the pace up on really old tires. You never know.
You never know. So that gap is closing now within 0.2 of a second as they just jump up a position actually. Who's had a spin? Who's dropping down the order? It is Benji Beams. Just missed that. So he's going to get going once more, and for whatever reason has had a little bit of an issue. He'll continue, albeit down in lonesome P12. But that actually promotes this battle for Barnby, Watson and Carpenter upper position. It's a free position for them as Tom still looking late on the brakes into turn 1. And that compromises him though, that allows Carpenter to now just have a look around the outside, and Tom's having to defend here now.
Tom really good under brakes there.
Yeah, he was indeed. He's kept that position, but Carpenter's all over the back of him now like a bad rash. Can't get rid of him. But also wants to try and make the move!
Tom, what a move! This might work. A little bit of contact on the exit, but that's alright. And Carpenter takes advantage of the situation too.
Rubbing his hands and taking like candy from a
Here he goes.
Oh, no.
Here goes Barnby.
He's not having it his own way though. Barnby fighting him off.
Carpenter gets it on exit with the switchback though.
Yep, it does indeed. And for now, it is
Barnby's
Carpenter's
probably going to go for it. I thought he was going to go for it there, but he thought better of it.
Yeah, me too. I thought he was going to go for it there. Late dive on the brakes. Why not? Send it back on the person. It just he got a scent on there. But for now, remaining status quo apart from Tom Watson make up a position, and Barnby almost well, pretty much losing out there completely.
Really interesting to see who knows how far they can push the brakes in these LMP3s. You know, you always got to risk that lockup, but it's you know, some people are a lot more confident than others, it seems.
Yes, and of course no ABS for the LMP3s, is there? As unfortunately,
There's not, no.
Jarrett Page, day goes from bad to worse. Now dropped down to P14, 20th overall, having another spin. I think he's had that spin a couple of quarters and quite frequently now. That is unfortunate for him. Also, that's Matt Hagon without a rear wing.
Oh dear, I hope that wasn't related.
You do wonder. He's dropped down the order, unfortunately, all the way down. He gets a safe-ish rejoin, but I certainly hope he realises he doesn't have a rear wing, and will now.
He does now.
Yeah, exactly. He does. If he didn't then, he does now. But unfortunately, we'll have to take maybe a little bit of an early pit stop. We'll keep going nonetheless, and I'm sure he'll dive to bits indeed. Thank the Lord he does. Because that would have been a very torrid situation if he did choose to continue.
Seems to have missed it, but Barnby got past Carpenter again. It'd be a back and forth battle the entire race, it seems.
Yeah, spot on. That is Barnby back up to 5th, and Carpenter losing out, and quite close together actually for 7th and 8th, just behind them, about a couple of seconds down the road, is Ben Meyer, Alex Wood, who's just popped up in the back of the division there in that green, red and blue car, being followed by that green and yellow car. A potential
Alex trying to get into the mirrors there and be like, hey, I'm here.
Yeah, indeed he is. Ben's just holding firm. He's saying, if you want to come past me, get it done on circuit. I'm not going to let you through just because you're quicker. This is 4th position, and can't...
No mind games here.
No, not at all. The mind punt does not work on Ben. Believe me, I've tried when I've raced with him. As another yellow flag. That is for someone that has now cleared, so unfortunately just missed that incident, unfortunately. But for whatever it is, they have either continued or managed to gather up the car and get it back to on circuit or onto the pit lane.
Three-way fight for 4th in the GT3s here.
Ooh. It is indeed. So GT3 battle
There's the second of each other.
Yeah, it's starting to spice up a little bit now. Ben Law being sandwiched in between Kev Hunter and Anderson.
Is it a front entrance sandwich?
It is a front engine sandwich. I love that. That's brilliant. But for now, it's going to stay the way it is, and this battle for P4 will brew, I am sure. But pit stops will be coming up, and they'll be in the back of these minds of these drivers. There's the yellow flag. I'm just trying to see if someone is dropping down the order, who it might be. And whatever it was, it has now cleared.
I've missed it, but Wood has passed Ben. Although Ben's coming back at him. Ben's definitely giving him a fight.
Yes, indeed. Nothing he can do here. Over, under.
Really good exit out of there, though.
Yeah, very good exit. We'll have the slipstream darts out of the slipstream. Now we'll be looking to go down the inside of turn 1 for 7th position. And on the brakes they go. Ben Myatt now making a move back past for 7th position. Alex Wood yielding. Nice move there.
Pretty good, yeah.
Don't over yet though. Slipstream
We're
now.
not giving up. He's still going to keep fighting for it.
He is indeed. There's a GT3 battle as well, mind you, is still brewing for 4th, 5th and 6th. Keep an eye on that as well, as Brian James Anderson is actually getting quite close to Ben Law for position. We will just jump to that. He's actually going to be alongside. Just maybe not quite getting the overlap. McLaren comes out a little bit to defend because he's also got the overlap on the Aston ahead. And the Aston actually there goes a little bit deep of Kev Hunter. That's going to allow the McLaren maybe to try and make a move up into turn 4.
The outside line, it's hard to take it around the outside here, but
It is hard to do so. If you can hold the outside, it'll be
so
the inside.
close, wow.
I know. Well, if you can hold the outside, it'll be the inside for the next turn. And indeed it is. And may just be able to hang it round the outside. The Aston's not quite given up yet, and the BMW's there trying to capitalise, and indeed it is going to capitalise. They'll get to the outside of the Aston. The Aston's a little bit boxed in here by the McLaren. They're side by side, going through the middle sector. Oh, big switch up
Big
for
wobble,
the Aston.
yeah. A little bit too eager on the power there.
And I do wonder if this is tyres starting to fade off with double tyre wear this evening.
It's very possible. They are at 20% PE currently, so it could be possible that their tires are starting to get to the end of their lifespan.
Indeed. Just a very brief moment to touch base on Twitch. Thank you very much for everyone dropping in to say hi as well. Matt Holman, bonjour peeps, good evening. ZK Sim Racing has just said subscribe for 7 months in a row. Thank you so much for your support. Nick Labs, evening. Raining Pumpkin Fisher, evening everyone. And J Met 95. I miss Academy already. What are you doing on Twitch? Should I get signed up then, shouldn't you?
Oh, he graduated.
He
was battling me the other day. Battling me the other day in the Monday series. Kept me honest the entire race, more or less.
Nice. Very good indeed. Well, thank you for your viewership, everyone who is out there on the interwebs. It's a pleasure to have you, and thank you.
Farrell's just lost the lead. Never mind. Webb and Farrell are battling now. Farrell overtook him, but then overcooked it just before the end of the second sector.
Just missed that then, unfortunately, so we'll keep an eye on that, see if we can catch up with the leader. Not too far ahead is Harrison Webb, saying that he had a second lead in qualifying. He's not run away the race yet, has he? As we just briefly review the LMP3 class. It is currently Webb, Farrell, Kovacs, Watson, Carpenter, Bombi, Myatt, Johansson, Wood, Ashley, Smith and Beams. Your current top 12. Further down the order, mixed in with the GT3 traffic, Grev Shamili, I said that completely wrong. yeah, what you said. Jared Page, Dan Stevens, Tyler Hammer unfortunately retiring, going back to pits.
That's me, buddy.
Oh, if you ignore me, Tyler. Why are you showing on the timing screen for?
Because Johnny put us in for the practice session and never took us out for the race.
Wow.
So we're still on the entry list.
Glorious. Absolutely glorious.
I'm very much not an AM, I promise you.
Yeah, no. I don't expect you to be an AM, actually. You're actually quite a quick driver. As Ben Myatt still fighting away here, also with Alex Wood, P8 and P9 very close together. It looks like Ben may have had to defend there into turn 1. They were quite close together for a brief moment, only 0.005 of a second between them. Just goes to show how close that battle was. They must be pretty much alongside each other into turn 1.
Ben is having a very busy race at the moment.
Yes, he is indeed. He's trying to keep that position, but equally, it's not too far behind Joe Hansen for position either. We do have, I think, one of our first pit stops.
First pit.
Along with Brian James Anderson and Kev Hunter. These guys were fighting for position. Oh, I think Kev's missed his pit box. We'll just have to get rotated. That's going to be extra time in the pit box. That wasn't planned, and that may just give the advantage just for Wacker and Anderson to potentially leave the pits before him. We'll keep an eye on them so they drop down the order. As other cars have yet to pit. They are the first people in the pits for this race. But we will absolutely be keeping an eye on them and see how they progress going back through the order after their pit stops.
Looks like Anderson's jumped them.
Oh. Just up ahead.
Big release, basically kissing his rear end.
Yeah.
No one clip that out of context. I know you'll do that, Dave, if you stay here.
Dave, please do it. Anyway. Brian actually, I said out ahead of Kev and Wacker actually, so I'm not sure if Chris Wacker was damage stop as well. He is back out on circuit, but is only going just about going through turn 3. As of yet, none of the LMP3 cars.
They have a very, very large fuel tank. So even on 2 times fuel, there's still probably 2 to 3 laps to go, I would imagine, for them.
Oh, we will keep an eye on that.
Interestingly, on 2 times fuel, with a 60-minute race, the GT3s have not made it halfway yet. Might need to be another stop.
Bit of cheeky fuel saving as well, maybe.
It's like I believe Jackwood, I think that's how you say his name. I might be saying that, but he was at one point almost 10% more than the next person. So he's definitely going for the try and make it a 1 stop.
Indeed he is. And unfortunately we can't get the virtual energy up on the timing tower, which is a shame.
Tell you in a second.
Florida pit stops now actually. You've got Foreman, Law, Knowles and Nazarian GT3s all in the pits, as they are now actually leaving the pits from after following their pit stops. So that's going to shuffle them back down the order a little bit. As
Knowles going to stop, go.
Oh dear.
It's a shame.
Yeah,
because he jumped Hosvep. Hosvep actually has lost out massively here.
Has. If it wasn't for that stop go, that would have been very handy for Ollie, now getting ahead of them as well.
I wonder if other people did take tires, and Hosvep did take tires, and that's why he's dropped down a little bit.
Potentially. It is a valid point. That's going to kill Ollie in the race though, and we'll have to do that in the next 3 laps. Otherwise he's going to be showing a very bland flag of the colour black, it would be a disqualification who doesn't honour that drive-through. Or stop-go, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's stop-go.
Yeah, it's a stop-go. I believe it's stop-go 30, probably for speeding inside the pit lane as opposed to speeding into it.
Man, that's rough. Oh, well, so with pit stops happening, it is just a matter of time before we figure out what's what. Dan Stevens taking his first pit stop. He's well out of position down there, and that is car number 11. Who in the world was that? Unfortunately, the timing app that we have doesn't give you the car numbers. I can't quite tell who it was.
11.
As we see Jarrett Page taking his pit stop, he'll get that all done and dusted, but the field actually looking relatively spread out now as Ollie Knowles unfortunately does now come in and take a stop go. Hopefully he hasn't sped into pit box again, and completely overshoots his pit box as well. Add insult to injury. We will just wait a moment. We have a battle here actually for Nazarian getting past Kev Hunter now. If Nazarian has stopped for tyres, and that's the reason he's down so far, looking at the amount of acceleration he had out of the corner compared to the Aston, that would be the best case scenario to say that he's had stopped for tyres, and then continue that Aston of Kev Hunter is now also going to potentially get passed by Chris Wacker as well.
Yeah, I just overcooked it on braking.
I do wonder if that is tyre wear.
I think this is a tire advantage. I think Hosrip taking new tires.
Yeah.
He's gained a lot of time on everyone else right now.
Yeah, big time. Absolutely big time. So we'll see what he can do. Race isn't quite over yet, but he will try and get that Aston back around.
And also, they might have to do another stop. That's the thing. Maybe these other guys were like, oh, I'll lose time now, but when I put new slicks on for for the end of the race, those last like 2 to 3 laps, I'll be able to get going again. But
oh yeah, and that was very close between the two cars. The BMW almost making contact with the left rear quarter panel of the Aston. Yeah, there's got to be a time. But look at how much the gap is open to Hosvep and now he's actually now in P3 for class, and he's hunting down Ben Law. Only about 2.1 seconds is the gap between them.
6 seconds to the lead too, so
yeah, I reckon that he's still a tyre stop. He's on fresh rubber.
I would imagine so. Yeah, doesn't seem like it.
Indeed, it must do. As that is Chris Wacker spinning in the background, trying to fight with Kev Hunter for position. I'm not sure if that was self-inflicted or if that was contact at all. But
He's flashing a lot.
He is, and he's not going to do anything about it because even though in different classes, Jarrett Page.
Oh, God!
Careful! Jarrett Page in that LMP3 is not a class lapping. It is actually for position. This is racing position overall. The 15th and 40th. Oh, that's a lot of wobbling from the BMW under braking. To just look at it,
I know why there's a lot of flashing. And the back, he's trying to get by so much.
Yeah, but
there may have been a little bit of contact.
Yeah, watch as the car brakes, it wobbles. I am not sure if that's just a game or if he actually has damage. He's struggling.
Check again.
Yeah, he's struggling to get that car slowed down. Which would be a mighty shame if that is the case. Alright, we've got some cars into the pits now. Kovacs for LMP3 class. One of the first guys to go into the pits, and Mark as well in his pit box. Just overshoots his pit box actually. So with 27 and just over 27.5 minutes to go, this is probably the one and only pit stop for the LMP3s.
I believe so, yes. They've done around 16. Looks like some people can do 17 laps. But it could be wrong. Might be able to do more.
Potentially. We'll keep an eye on that. And JMet95, yes, that is Tyler in the comms booth with me. It is indeed. So shout out for our wonderful American commentator here in the comms booth. Pleasure to have him as we see the LMP3s coming out the pits. Benji Bean's also coming in as well, along with Mark also leaving his pit box and rejoining circuit all the way down in 19th overall, but 14th in class. Now a lap down to the leader.
The 3 field has opened up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Question for you, Tyler. I don't know what the reference is. There's probably an inside joke I'm not aware of. JMet95. Tyler, how does the BMW front end look?
Oh, I don't know. How do my taillights look, Metcalf? How does the Ferrari rear end look?
Oh dear. 20 odd minutes ago, and we see the also the leaders coming into the pits now for LMP2. Webb and Farrell both coming into the pits at pretty much the same time. Farrell finds his Webb finds his pit box nice and neatly, and now Webb will probably be able to do the same. Comes into the pit, slams on the brakes, and indeed does find his pit box has to be moved aside a little bit before the car can get serviced. So that actually might hurt him a little bit as he goes into his pit box. And Johansson as well.
Carpenter is always being the fuel save menace she is.
About to say, yeah, Carpenter just sticking it out. The majority of the other cars have pitted.
Where's the list? List, I believe, is 11th in GT3. Yeah, he's kind of in no man's land.
Yeah, pretty much. The gap to lead is 8 seconds to the good. Barbie comes back out. Is Watson, Wood, and Johansson all still in the pit box? As that is Tom Watson leaving the pit box.
I didn't hit the barrier, Metcalf. I almost did. I did not actually hit it, though.
Now. Children, stop arguing. Anyway. Pit stops almost now being done. I think I said the only person... Let's actually have a look so I can actually tell you who has and hasn't stopped. It is Smith, Barnby, Carpenter in the LMP3. All of the GT3 class, from what I can see, have made at least one pit stop. We just wait for Dean Smith to blink, essentially, as Harrison Webb and and Jonas Kovacs not too far from each other either. So it's we're just waiting basically 3 more cars to make their stops. As I say that, speak and thou shalt deliver.
Up is catching BJ, but it seems like they're actually doing the same pace.
Here they are, so they'll see what happens there. Harrison Webb now fighting with Dean Smith for 4th and 5th. And a bit of hip and shoulder there from Webb, but gets past and gets the move done. And that's going to put Dean Smith down a position, but I believe Dean Smith now dives to the pits to take his mandatory pit stop. So that's going to be done and dusted for the pits, at least for the LMP3s. GT3s may be another issue. They may have to stop again if they need fuel.
I didn't even I did not even notice that Farrell jumped Webb in the pits. I wonder if he took a little less fuel to try and.
Quite possibly. We shall see. And that is Farrell.
Maybe something happened with Webb because that's an 8-second gap. Maybe Webb took tires.
Indeed, he has absolutely pitted, so it's actually worked out for him, really, hasn't it?
I think Webb might have taken tires. The gap's coming down a little bit.
Well, we've got 22.5 minutes after this 1 hour race this evening, so we'll see what they can do. Well, Max Farrell leading as it stands for LMP3 from Webb, from Kovacs to Carpenter, Watson, Johansson, with Barnby, Myatt, Smith, Beams, Ashley, your immediate top 12. I believe Smith is actually going to be able to lose another place to Beams very shortly. He's still in the pit box, is Dean Smith. And that is Benji Beams going down the main straight now, so I think he's going to lose that top 10 position. However, Matt Barnby and Alex Wood reasonably close together for the battle for P8 and P7 overall.
Ozpep is right on the back of Anderson now.
I've
also the GT3.
I've also just spotted that as well. Yep, very good.
We scored for a move.
He's going for it. Jesus Christ.
That was ambitious.
But gets a nose on the inside, will not be able to get the run, tucks back in behind the BMW. But it's pushing. That Porsche looking quite handy.
Yeah, this is definitely a tire advantage now. Ozpep is doing 203s and Anderson's doing 206s. So we did tell people, me and Johnny did tell people that they should take tires if they were GT3s. We did say that.
Ozpep going all right.
And he's gone for it, and he's made it work. That's just an absolute tire advantage there.
Yeah, big time. That's what 4 fresh wheels will give you underneath a car. The BMW not giving it up though, has the slipstream, looks the inside, Porsche immediately goes defensive.
He's gone around the outside.
No, surely not.
No way. Wow.
Porsche's still there.
Oh,
it's contact!
No.
And that's the BMW round. I'm hoping he doesn't get collected by anyone else. He doesn't. He's able to get back on circuit and gets a rejoin reasonably safely. As Kev Hunter's not too far behind. That's LMP2 making a Porsche spin into Kev there. That's not going to help his cause. With 20 minutes to go, it is getting a bit chaotic. Hold on a minute. What's happened to Farrell and Kovacs?
What has happened?
12 seconds, 13 seconds now is the gap.
Farrell's flying.
Yeah. I mean, that gap was... What? Farrell was leading, wasn't they? They were always in the lead.
8 seconds on Webb before. Webb must have made a massive mistake.
Must have done. He's now down in P4.
He's now... He lost 10 seconds somewhere.
Oh. Oh no. Elliot Lewis spoke too soon. Yes, you did. You absolutely did. So, I'm hoping that Nazari and Anson will come back together very soon. But yeah, unfortunately, that lead battle for the GT3 has now been nullified a little bit with that unfortunate incident. I don't think it was anything malice, but just a racing incident there. Maybe the BMW not realising the Porsche was still on the inside. Oh, you can breathe for a minute, Tyler. Everything looks to have calmed down a little bit. The gaps are all spread out.
Right? After the pit stop, it just popped off.
Yeah, big time. But how in the world did that happen? But yeah, so we'll keep an eye on the times. As I said, everything's now spread out. Farrell's got, for whatever reason, has managed to get quite a commanding lead.
Is there anyone even battling? Everyone's more or less in their own land now.
Indeed, and Anson's having to give way to traffic. That was a different car. That was car 17 having a spin. And unfortunately, it doesn't tell us what car that actually was.
Tell you. Ben Beams.
Benji Beams, yeah.
That's the thing about these LMP3s. They're quick enough to stay ahead of the GT3s, but in some places they're the same speed as the GT3s, so you gotta be really patient.
Ooh, was it? They're just coming up to turn 4. It might have been a different car. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll try and figure that one out.
Maybe it was I shall go look.
Have a look. For me, it's Harrison on the tail of Carpenter for P3. Slipstream into turn 1 potentially. Oh, thinks of having a move. Darts out and then last minute pulls back into the slipstream. That is cheeky, but it's basically trying to do the mind pun here, get into the head game of Carpenter. It's not going to work there. Did we get a conclusive answer on that car going in the middle sector at all, Tyler?
I am looking. We are checking.
Yeah, checking.
It wasn't D-Ben. No, it was Johansson.
Johansson, right. And that was P6 overall. But however, Harrison Webb getting the move done on Carpenter over under in the middle sector. Oh, a nice little tidy little move there.
I forget that if they're using the normal livery, their car number isn't reflected on the regular livery. It's only for custom liveries that the car number shows up.
Yeah.
That's why I was confused.
That figures. That's all good. For now, looking like Webb getting that move done for P3, and it's now going to try and hunt down Carpenter for... Oh, not Carpenter, sorry, Kovacs for P2. He's got 2.8 seconds to find in the last quarter of an hour.
What GT3 looks like.
They're all spread out, that's the thing. Especially when you get later in the race. So actually, there's a battle... no, ignore me, there's not a battle for that car because they're in the pits and not racing. Yeah, GT3s are now pretty much spread out. So what happens is we find when the faster cars come through, they're able to just break up the pack, basically, of GT3s when they're trying to lap for
interesting. Yeah, like after the pits, a lot of the GT3s came out in the middle of LMP3, so that's caused a lot of chaos. Is the only word really to describe it.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see what happens as have a yellow flag. I believe
BJ's pitting.
Yeah, he is.
I know they're not going to make it to the end, but
interesting.
Well, the GT3s, I think the only GT3 on right now to make it to the end is at least 7 laps of fuel. So it looks like it's only Law and Hunter at the moment that have enough fuel to go to the end.
Ooh.
And now, obviously, BJ.
Well, Brian will jump down to P4 overall.
He's
P5.
getting damage repaired too. He must have had a lot of damage on the rear that he wasn't liking. Or he's changing tires. That's probably what he's doing, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
Imagine at this point he has changed tires, realizing that it was a little bit of a mistake.
Maybe, potentially. That's dropping right down the odds. He'll be betting on people running out of fuel or running out of tyres towards the end of the race. He's actually back down near Kev Hunter, who's going to be appearing in our view anytime now. And there is Kev Hunter in that bright yellow and green Aston Martin. And it is battle resuming again. These guys are fighting earlier on in the race. No, they gassed it once more. That Aston thinking about making a move up into turn 4, and if there is new tyres for BJ, it's going to be cold tyres. They're not going to have tyre warmers. They are going to need to warm up those tyres by getting them through the track and driving.
They do actually have tyre warmers. we have tire warmers needed for this series now.
I retract that statement.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Anyway, leader GT3 in the pits.
Interesting.
There is the need for a third person. P2, Chris Wacker.
Yeah, we're low on VE. I think, like I said, the only person I think that's going to make it, and even I don't think he's going to make it actually, even though he did a lot of fuel saving, was Emil Jackman.
Yes.
2 times fuel is really spicing things up.
Has done, and these GT3s are finding out that having to make the pit stops to do anything with this race. For now,
interestingly,
they do keep going. It is Foreman and Lazarian are now pit out exit, as Wacker's also following through. So it is P3 and 4. Where's Ben Law in relation to all this? Coming down the main straight now, being lapped by an LMP3. He's going to get the position on Chris Wacker. Lazarian holds third. This is all dependent on Foreman and Knowles having to pit again.
they should have to. They only have 15 and 21%, but 2 to 3 laps.
Oh,
1 to 2 laps of fuel left, so there's about 4 or 5 to go.
They will have to pit again, and something says done sooner rather than later, minimise their damage. Maybe it is potentially
challenging.
Yeah,
for the lead, for the provisional lead here. Hotshot is technically on older tires. I don't know if Law took tires at his first stop or his second stop. So Hotshot is now technically at a disadvantage if behind him have taken new tires.
Yeah, absolutely. As it is going to be, yeah, this will be the lead battle. If Ollie Knowles and Foreman has to stop again, this is the top 3 as it stands. Net race leader Nazarian, Law, Wacker. Anderson losing out big time. About 6 seconds off this battle.
Interestingly, I didn't even think about it. With the tire warmers enabled, there's not that much heat up time. So coming in later, there's a sideways LMP3.
That is, I think that might have been not Johansson, but a car. It was number 17 again. So the default livery, can't tell the difference between them, unfortunately. But
might have been Ben Beams. I think it was Ben Beams this time.
Yeah,
it's the other number 17 car.
Yeah, Ben Beams. Yeah, he's coming through the final turn now. That is absolutely a fair point. So Benji getting it going again, but let's see what's happening up front.
Carpenter's back in front of Webb. Webb's made another mistake, I think.
Indeed, and Foreman pits from the lead. And Webb also getting past Watson as well. Yeah, that's a very good point. 4th and 5th in LMP3. Indeed, changing hands once more. And chucking that position around like a hot potato. We see that Nazarian now being able to pull a gap on Ben Nor a little bit. We are just waiting now for what we think will be another pit stop for Ollie Knowles. Is a chunk of a time ahead, a good 29 seconds ahead of that battle.
He's on 6%.
Yeah, he's going to have to pit again. There's absolutely no chance of him making it to the end of the race on that percentage. So
he's got 0.7 laps left coming into the.
No, it's not going to work.
Open corner.
Indeed, so it's going to be a pit stop for Ollie Knowles. And that should get the lead back to Nazarian. Nothing much happening at LMP3, might I add. It is still far leading the way, but again, LMP3 completely spread out.
At the moment, there's a battle for 5th place. Excuse me. Hunter and Anderson are right in the back of Jackman.
Indeed, Ollie Knowles does come into the pits as as Anderson making a move at the inside of the Ferrari.
Backman is on lower fuel, so that's why he was a little bit quicker out of acceleration there, but I think Anderson's going to get him here.
Yeah, on the brakes to go into the final turn is Ollie Knowles now has lost the lead.
It was a little bit off.
Yeah, and that is a move done for Brian. Now, where is Ollie Knowles compared to this? It's coming out of the pits now. And we'll be racing with these guys. They come to the braking zone and just holds on
Just
to
in front.
just in time for P4.
7 seconds to Chris Wacker up front, so even with there's only 7 minutes left, but I mean, that is a second lap, so I guess that's a little bit crazy.
A little bit, but we'll see, because there's now an interesting top 4 battle. 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th are quite close with each other, so that'll be a nice little entertaining race. We'll keep an eye on the leaders themselves. However, Nazarian's got a gap of 1.9 seconds now ahead of Ben Law, and a very similar gap between Ben Law and Wacker for 2nd and 3rd. And now we breathe a little bit.
Yeah, again.
But now, as there's the yellow flag, there is a car spinning in this section the cars are just going through. But they have got going once more. That yellow flag is very quickly withdrawn. But for now, it's all eyes on this battle actually, is Kev Hunter's actually not too far behind Anderson either.
Yeah, the fight for 4th is really, really on. It's going to be down to absolute last seconds here.
Yep, absolutely.
Anderson got a really good run out of that last corner. Getting a lot of speed on the street.
Yeah, big time, so he's finding it easily. But it looks like all 3 cars get a very good run out of that final turn. As they now...
if Knowles is on older tires. Knowles is going for the defense.
You may think so, to be fair, wouldn't you? As the BMW thinks about making a move to the inside, potentially lays on the brakes. No, can't quite make it work. It's tucked right back in behind. And almost leaving...
That would have been an ambitious move.
That would have been, yeah, big time. Follows him through, but will stay put in 5th. This 4th is getting mighty appetising for Anderson here to get past Ollie Knowles. Ollie Knowles, however, 7 seconds down on P3. So I do think that if he has to keep on defending here from the BMW, that podium position will be somewhat out of reach.
Yeah, they've only gained 2/10 in 4 minutes. I mean, in 3 minutes, so...
Indeed, they do.
Hunter with
Oh.
that was a line. Oh, Anderson's coming around.
Yeah, but a massive moment oversteer for the Porsche on exit, and that's Anderson through. He goes deep, and the Porsche's going to get the cut back. Can he get the drive out the corner? No, he can't. But tucks into the slipstream.
You gonna go for a move here? Is he gonna wait? Oh, here comes Farrell to ruin the battle.
Yeah, but the Porsche...
It's the leader coming through.
Porsche tries to go to the over-under. There's going to have to be some understanding here for Farrell that these guys are fighting for position, so a bit of patience may be needed for the leader of the LMP3 class. As in the background...
Kovacs is only 6 seconds away. Farrell's got This is going to be tough.
It is indeed, and I think now... Max Farah now making their way through past the 2 cars that are passing Kev Hunter and Ollie Knowles, and we'll probably get the move down to Ollie Knowles into the final turn. Indeed they do. That's
Anderson a big advantage now, though.
Yeah, big time. That's giving him shed tons of breathing room. And for the lead...
Almost a second gap now.
And the lead...
That's a lot.
Indeed, and the lead LMP... And that lead LMP3, that gap's come down now because of that traffic to 5 seconds actually. As up the inside, it goes Kev Hunter on Ollie Knowles. Ollie Knowles fights it back. and retains position. Just also noted it's actually quite a close battle for P5 and 4 in LMP3. It's Tom Watson trying to chase down Carpenter. And they're getting reasonably close together. Yeah, let's have a gander and see what's going on there as we just quickly jump away from that GT3 battle, although Kev Hunter is still very much on the tail of Ollie Knowles. We'll be keeping an eye on that just in case a move is made. But for now, staying put as Kev Hunter actually loses time there and will be trying to get back at Ollie Knowles. For now, this battle seems to be a little bit null and void, as the gap between Anderson and Knowles now extends.
Watson's got.
Oh no, Watson, what are you doing?
He almost did. He almost went for it.
It was very close, but backs out of it right at the last moment. And that is going to hurt his chances on trying to get him up into P4. It's essentially at this point best of the rest in LMP2. The Kev Hunter on the tail of the Porsche again, but again they've got traffic, that's P2. Kovacs now wanted to try and get past. Blue flags being waved, so they can't ignore them. But equally, that Porsche's starting to catch a BMW again. But then here comes the traffic.
Webb's close to Kovacs too now.
Yeah, big time. Webb is able to close the gap because it actually goes wide through the final turn.
That is a line and a half there.
That is a bit of a line and a half. He'll get a finger wagging for that. And the game will probably give him a few penalty points while he's at it. Last lap now it should be for the leaders as they make their way up into turn 4. Barrel leading the way for the LMP2, or LMP3 class should I say, for this race, and looks to be set to taking the first win of season 6. Passes
Still plenty of time to bin it. Don't say that now.
This is commentator's car, isn't it? As he passes Tritz Wacker.
I know all about those. Ask Carpenter about that. And Webb, actually.
Oh, Ollie knows his round. And I have a feeling a back, or maybe a back marker issue. But an LMP car was off at the same time. I do wonder if that was collision between the two cars, trying to lap at one another. Our man with the replay should be able to answer that for us. There's a flash of the lights from the Porsche. I have a suspicion that might have been the case, where they may have just came together as that LMP2 car was trying to lap Ollie Knowles. That's taking him out of that battle for P4. However, we will jump to Max Farrell leading LMP2 with only one more quarter to go. The checkered flag will now be waving.
Oh, that's not good. That is not good.
Was that Ollie Knowles murder by any chance?
It was Webb being very advantageous, trying to go around the outside, and unfortunately, Knowles just got collected in the process.
Well, Farrell does take the win for race 1 from Kovacs. Webb. Carpenter will be next.
Pete Smith's run out of fuel, I think.
Oh!
Or he's going slow.
He is going slow.
He has run out of fuel.
Yep, and there is no engine sound. There is no life. Or just somewhat engine life in that car.
He just had enough fuel to make it.
Oh. There is Tom Watson, senior checker flag. Johnson Wood will be next to come across the line. However, it is Nazarian who's leading the GT3s and has got about half a lap to go. Hosup and Ben are the cars on the lead lap for the GT3 class. Cars behind them have seen the checkered flag, so Wacker, Anson, Hunter, Knowles, anything further down from that, from 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th onwards, it's going to be set in stone for the GT3 class. The checkered flags wait for them prior to them being able to cross the line, and Benlaw and Nazarian will have to just do that extra tour around the circuit, just because of the way and how the checkered flag fell. We will already say congratulations to Chris Wacker securing third position in GT3. As he
Barbie crosses the line in P9 with Beams. It's coming through the last corner now.
Indeed he is, and we will say...
Oh, he must have a track cut available because...
He did go very wide there, didn't he? But that is Nazarian taking the win for GT3, and about 7 seconds behind him it will be Ben Law for P2. Congratulations to Chris Wacker for already seeing the checkered flag. He's returned back to the pit lane, and indeed I can now go to the race results if it would let me. I think we still have a couple of cars out on circuit.
I think it's just me, weirdly enough, because I'm here. I don't know.
As we just await for the timing tower to update itself.
Did I just retire?
Just awaiting for that to happen. It's not letting me give you the results, which is mighty annoying. So we will say that is race over for round 1. Oh, and breathe.
Yeah, that was eventful. But it's really good racing from these guys. The Academy's giving us something to watch at least. That's important for these guys. A lot of experience they're gaining.
Yes.
There goes the server.
There goes the server. Yep, indeed. So we've just dropped the whole screen. So we'll just round it up there. Your finishing positions for LMP3: Farrell Kovacs, Webb Carpenter, Watson Johansson, Wood Myatt, Barnby Beams, Ashley Smith, Paige Stevens is top 14. It goes Tyler Hammer, Grove Shamel, Mark. Mark, I was going to go by his first name. Mark, if you are listening back, please do feel free to send me a voice note on how to pronounce your surname. That would be mightily appreciated. And that he unfortunately did DNF, however, from the race, unfortunately. 9 laps down. And then your GT3 is Nazarian, Law Wacker, Anderson Hunter, Knowles, List, Foreman, Drakmin, Brasner, Hagon, Davis, Holder, Rayson. Your top 14 drivers this evening. Round 1's done and dusted. And what a round it's been. And next week, we come back same time, same place. It will be myself and Tyler once more, covering for the wonderful Scotty, who is unable to make it for the first couple of weeks. General Scrub, Hobsweb, Dirty Little Sweat, and good job to the Sweats. And yes, now.
Man. We're going to Sebring School next week. That's going to be incredible with all of these cars, man. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, so Sebring next week. The school circuit. Jesus
I'll
Christ.
just say, if you thought this race was eventful, wait for that one.
That's going to be such a tight circuit, short circuit for school layout.
And it's most of it's are straights too, so these cars are gonna be really close together.
We'll be back, Tyler, won't we? Same place, same time next week for round 2 of the Academy. Not just that, as we said previously, we have a wonderful plethora of racing events. Tomorrow we go to iRacing for the MX5 Championship. That will be live on Twitch. We do have also a Sunday League as well for ACC. Unfortunately, that is not being streamed due to streamer availability, which is a shame. But we will say thank you for your viewership. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to get involved, it is discord.gg/oNiD Community Racing. You also click on our Discord link in the Twitch channel and come and find us on SimGrid, where you sign up for all of our events, with our SimGrid being our provider for servers and sign-ups. So join the community, be part of the community, and it'll be a pleasure to see you. Tyler,
if you do have a rookie rating, we still do have room in the LMP3 class, so if anybody here is thinking about getting into it, definitely give us join the league if we can. So, love to have you.
Absolutely. Still space available, and just do get signed up if you are free. Tyler, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for your transatlantic company.
It was definitely good to be here and good to be doing it with you.
Thank you so much. Hopefully see you again next week, and we'll see you all again in Twitch next week as well for round 2 of the Sim Hound Academy. Thank you for your viewership, thank you for your time, thank you for your support, and we will see you all very, very soon.